Well, this sure was a surprise. Six Flags Fiesta Texas in San Antonio is the first Six Flags park to announce their 2022 edition, and after massive teasing from the park, Fiesta Texas has just announced their 11th roller coaster, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. I think we can all agree no one was expecting Fiesta Texas to announce a dive coaster. There were many rumors on what it could be, like a possible dark rides and Perla Double Hard. I thought it was an Access, but no. Fiesta Texas shocked the world, and they announced a brand new dive coaster. Before we get into this, I just want to shout out Six Flags for having the best announcement ever that just ticked off enthusiasts. They eased their way into it and announced every little update coming to the park this year with stuff like Fright Fest, and then they teased us with 2 different versions of a dive coaster before they showcased the finished product. It was hilarious. Now, I know a lot of people are not fans of this edition, but I think this is awesome, especially for Fiesta Texas. I mean, it obviously won't be the best ride in the park, and I think we were all expecting this. When you have rides like Iron Rattler and Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster, you're going to have to add a monster ride to compete with those two. Plus, Fiesta Texas doesn't have the best supporting lineup. Besides Superman Krypton Coaster, and some could even say Poltergeist, the rest of the rides are just common clones that you can find anywhere else. So for the park to add an original dive coaster, that's pretty big. And what makes this ride a good addition is this will draw in all the GP, as this coaster will always probably have the longest line in the park, similar to Valraven at Cedar Point. Which is great for us enthusiasts because that means we can just marathon iRide and Wonder Woman all day. As long as we rope drop Dr. Diabolical, we're clear. Another thing that's great is the theme is promising. I know it's themed to a DC product, but we are seeing Fiesta Texas go all out on some of these updates like Poltergeist, and it's giving it some promising theming. So for them to do this with Cliffhanger is huge. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, when watching the POV, just look at this station, it looks sick. We were introduced to Dr. Diabolical during the announcement, as she said that she created a machine that is supposed to give you eternal life and allows you to live forever, and that's exactly what the Cliffhanger is. So it's an interesting theme, but I kinda like it. It's really surprising that it's coming from a Six Flags park. I said in my Velocicoaster video how parks are probably going to start theming more coasters since that seems to be the rage all days. We've been seeing Cedar Fair work on this with Copperhead Strike and some of their newer additions like Snake River Expedition, and it's obvious that Cedar Fair is putting a lot of focus on theming. So maybe Six Flags could be doing this as well, which I think is really good. Also, another thing that's cool is this is Six Flags' first time working with B&M since 2012. The last coaster B&M built at a Six Flags park was X-Flight at Great America, so for them to be working with B&M again is pretty revolutionary. I would love to see more B&Ms at Six Flags parks. Now, let's talk about the ride itself. It definitely is a shorter dive coaster, but it still will pack a punch. The train will be a floorless style dive coaster train with 7 seats across and will have a B&M vest restraint. And I know that many people were saying how this ruins the ride. But to be real, I don't mind. I didn't have any problem with Valraven's vest at all. And while I do prefer the classic over the shoulder restraints, I'm not complaining. Cliffhanger, it will feature vest restraints, but that isn't a problem. Many of my friends were saying that this alone ruins the ride. I disagree. The ride will then climb up the lift, reaching its highest point of 150 feet, which will make it the 3rd tallest roller coaster in the park. And after the classic dive coaster stall at the top, it will dive down the first ever beyond vertical drop on a B&M dive coaster, 95 degrees. This will be insane. This alone will probably be one of the best first drops you can find anywhere. If dive coasters weren't already awesome enough, this alone will make it miles better. Even with the vest restraints, you will feel this drop. After this, it will go up into an Immelman, which is the first element found on most B&M dive coasters, and you will then go through a 270 degrees 0G roll. You can find this element on Valraven at Cedar Point, and everyone says this is the best element on the ride. I can agree with that. Plus, the POV makes this element look super snappy, so if it actually traverses through this element at this speed, if you're sitting in an edge seat, this will be the best inversion on any dive coaster. After this, you will twist up into a mid-course brake run. The first half of Cliffhanger is pretty unique for a dive coaster, so I'm looking forward to seeing this ride come to life. After the mid-course, you dive down another steep drop, this one being 75 feet, and will be around 80 degrees, and you then will pop up and head into a turnaround and go through an airtime hill, which I heard is supposed to pull negative 1.5 Gs. If this hill ejects you that much, this might be one of the best pops on any dive coaster. I really hope it ends up like this. After this, you go into a 360 degree helix and pop up into the final brake run. Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger looks to be a beast of a dive coaster. Will it be the best dive coaster in America? It sure has potential. I think Valraven is the best right now, and Emperor at SeaWorld San Diego is a contender, but I think Cliffhanger definitely has the possibility. As for the best in the world, I still think that goes to Yukon Striker, but we will have to see. I think Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger looks awesome, and it will fit really well into Fiesta Texas' lineup. So, what do you guys think of this brand new dive coaster? Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to check out my podcast and merchandise in the description down below. And finally, if you need free non-copyrighted off-rides and POVs, check out my second channel, TPH Productions. As always, this is Hunter from Theme Park Hunting. I'll see you guys later, and follow the thrill.